So you don't have to be an expert on timing the bottom because no one could predict it. Even if you look at the best minds from Ray Dalio to Warren Buffett to Michael Saylor, a lot of them aren't really concerned about prediction. They're not really concerned about the highest point or the lowest point. What they're more concerned of is where they're investing their money, how they allocate it, and how much conviction they have in it. I started investing in my early 20s, so I'm closing 40 years old this year. And in this video, I want to share principles and insights that I've learned in my years of investing. Being an investor or even an entrepreneur is an ongoing learning process. Think about it, if you're an employee, you're not really good in the first 6 months or in the first year, or even so it will take some time for you to be really good at your job. And that's why also when you progress and take longer in your career, also you get promoted, and as you get promoted also you get a larger set of responsibilities also because you're already better, and in turn with that also you start earning more. And you need to realize that also on investing, because it will also take some time before you get better. There will be mistakes that will be made also when you are investing, same as your job. You will make more mistakes, simple mistakes as you're starting out, but as you get better, you get wiser, you get more experience, you gain the skills. The longer it is also, you won't take as hard also because you're actually better. The same is true with investing. That's why I'm saying it's a learning process, because it's something that will also take time for you to evolve and get better. And the older you get also, the preferences on how you invest would also change over time. It's never about prediction. It's never about finding where the exact bottom is or the exact top is. A lot of people want to try to be the best in investing, try to spot where the lowest point will be or the highest point will be, but at the end of the day, it's never about that, because even if you follow the smartest people, the large institutions, they all couldn't predict the bottom. They all couldn't predict also how high a market could go. If people knew that a crash would happen and how low it would go, at least the brightest minds or majority of the people would have shorted the way down in 2007 and 2008, and as it bottomed, they could have longed it with leverage and rode it up all the way up. The same is true also in the crash of 2020. If people knew how to predict it well, a lot of them would have cashed out in the end of 2019 or at the start of 2020. That wasn't the case because we had a pandemic that caught everyone by surprise. No one also knew that the bottom would be very fast. Tram 28, very long line. So you don't have to be an expert on timing the bottom because no one could predict it. Even if you look at the best minds from Ray Dalio to Warren Buffett to Michael Saylor, a lot of them aren't really concerned about prediction. They're not really concerned about the highest point or the lowest point. What they're more concerned of is where they're investing their money, how they allocate it, and how much conviction they have in it, and their timeline for those types of allocations as well. And that's something that's very unique. That's something that's very personal to you as well. You don't have to find or look for where the bottom is. Try different types of investments. Try them all if you can and if you understand them. But put in small amounts of money while you're doing so. What this does is, number one, it gives you exposure into different types of investments. And if you put skin in the game, you actually put even a small amount of money into it, you start monitoring, you start giving value into it by putting in more time also, and you start researching about it and you start being more conscious about it. That's even if you just put a small amount of money into it. You start talking about it also to more people. You start realizing if this is something that has merit or not. By the way guys, it's so hilly here. It's so hard to actually walk. So if I'm gasping at some portions of this video, it's mainly because it's very hilly, it's very high, and it takes a lot of willpower and exercise. Plus, I'm carrying this baby along with me as well. Anyway, so it goes to zero. It may hit your finances, but because it's a small amount, it's not crippling and it won't actually destroy you. But in the same way also, it will allow you already to realize what investment is for you because you're trying different things. And the logical step after this is basically this. Whatever you understand the most, whatever you realize that is something that you actually know, you put in a larger amount of money into that. You deploy more capital into it. The ones that you don't understand, the ones that you don't like, you don't have to put in more money into that anymore. You don't have to deploy as much into it. But guess what happens? It educates you already by practical experience. Reading my books, reading the articles that I write, watching the videos that I make won't give you conviction, because really, I can't make the buy and sells for you. It's actually you who make those decisions on your own. That's why it's so important to try, start small, and try everything. By the way, guys, that entire walk was basically to go to this Bifana place over here. I heard they have really good bread plus meat cured with something. But anyways, it's nice to study and learn from other people. Never compare your success with them. Never compare also your failures with them. Comparison is what will make you feel jealous if you're not doing well, or it will make you feel prideful if you're doing better than everyone else. And that's something I took to heart, especially, for example, you have friends that really do well. I'm happy for them, I cheer them on, but it's not something that will cause me to be jealous of them. If someone earns 80%, 100%, you earn 20%, that's okay. Why? Because your risk tolerance is different from them. Their risk tolerance is different from you. Your capital also is different from them. For people with smaller portfolios, it's easier to take more riskier trades because the lot isn't as big. But the larger your portfolio will be, also the risk that you're taking may be different. So that's why you can't really compare it. And aside from that, also your end goal, your targets of how much your portfolio will all be different. Your timelines will all be different. If you're 30 years old, you can't compare yourself to someone who's 20. You can't compare yourself to someone who's 40, because someone who's 40 years old probably has saved up more, has a ton of assets already, has done more already. That's why it's easier for them to easily scale their portfolio. And that's why you don't compare. You only compare yourself to your goals based on where you want to be from where those goals actually are. And I think that's the most important thing for investing. And that's why also you gauge your investments based on the benchmarks you've set when you start trading. Ayan na yung food. Naging food vlog na to. Can I see? Okay guys, comment below if you want my wife to bite this while we're doing the video. Sige, go, I'll hold it first. So this is the Bifana. How is it? You like it? It's good? Can I see? Oh, Mark Waynes, watch out for this marvingermo vlog. Is it? It's good?
Yeah, it is. Tasty.
Talaga?
I put hot sauce and nothing.
I'll try it. I want to try it.
How is yours?
I'll just try. €3, guys.
Well, actually, maybe the drink was more expensive.
So welcome to the food vlog. Just kidding, we're no food vlogs here, but focus on your race, focus on where you want to go, and that's how you'll be successful. Always remember this, that in the world of investing, there's so much intangibles. Technical analysis is amazing. Fundamental analysis is amazing. Knowing portfolio allocation is amazing. But there are a lot of things also that you need to add to that also in order for you to be able to make this sustainable over the long term. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We don't want to be someone that's just trying it when the market is good, you do well, but when times are trying, when times are bad, or when there's a bear market, you start quitting, you start going out, you start not liking investing anymore. The goal is to make this sustainable. The goal is when everyone doesn't want to invest, you're still there trying, you're still there in the trenches, you're still there investing, and that's how you'll succeed over the long term. It's the intangibles, it's the things that people don't want to do, and it's a combination of all of those. So I'll try to make more videos about that. I'll make this an entire series of sharing intangibles and principles also that will help you be successful. And a lot of these things that I'm gonna share also are things that I've experienced, are things that I've learned also along the way, things that are partly also based on the heartache that I've received also in the world of investing. Because from those mistakes, from those failures, that's where you become better. That's where you start to formulate also what will actually work for you, and you will only learn that once you start failing and once you start tweaking from those failures. And that's where I realized also, okay, this is what I should do. And that's what also motivated me in the past to either try something different or do it actually better, or figure out a way on how I could actually pull it off. Don't be too scared to fail, because if you haven't failed yet in your life, maybe it also means that you really haven't gone far yet, you haven't really achieved a lot yet, because even the best people in business have all experienced failures. And the same is true with investing, the same is true with the stock market, the same is true with any other thing that will require you to have a certain level of success. Expect more principles on how you could be better on deploying your capital, on investing over the next few videos, and I do hope that this is something that helps you. And if you stayed up until the end, di ko alam kung saan kayo natuwa, if you like the food or you like principles more, but gonna have more of that. And comment down below if you have questions, hit the like button, share, subscribe if you like more of this, and if you want to support the channel as well. So that's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you all.